The Greek hero Achilles took part in a running race with a turtle. As Achilles was known to be a very fast runner, he graciously gave the slow reptile a lead of 100 meters. Achilles cannot catch up with the turtles because if the turtles is ahead of Achilles, the hero can never catch up with him, whatever his speed is, because while Achilles runs to the point from which the turtle started, the latter advances and Achilles can never cancel the advance of the animal. This faulty argument, doubtless possibly already considered as such by Zeno or Pseudo-Zeno, because exposed as a paradox, is totally resolved by contemporary mathematics. Achilles surpasses the turtles, and even there's a moment when they are exactly at the same position. What is a paradox? A paradox is an absurd or extravagant opinion, as manifested by its Greek etymology paradoxa, literally opinion against. A paradox is a reasoning in which an unacceptable conclusion is derived from premises which appear acceptable and from apparently correct reasoning. On the other hand, any unacceptable conclusion is not a paradox. However, the difference between the two paradox concepts is largely only apparent. Interest for paradoxes dates back from at least the time and work of Aristotle. However, the almost unique use of the word paradox is a more recent choice which dates from the time of the birth of mathematical logic and the founding of said theory. It was only at the end of the 19th century, with the birth of formal logic and the discovery of the problems of said theory, that paradoxes served as a means of analysis and revision of the mathematical and scientific theories in general. This fundamental shift was made possible by the use of formal language in which new paradoxes are formulated, which are now an indispensable analytical tool. Since the classical age, the paradoxes of Zenon have been among the most discussed. Unfortunately, their original version has not reached us. Among the paradoxes of Zenon is the very famous paradox of Achilles, the one presented at the beginning of the video. What we know of his biography and his thought we owe especially to Plato and Aristotle. According to Simplicius, in his commentaries on the Physics of Aristotle, there were about 40 paradoxes formulated by Zeno, but less than a dozen have come down to us. Most of them were transmitted by Aristotle in physics. Only 2 of these paradoxes are attributed to the original source by Simplicius, who writes about 10 centuries after Zeno. The most famous of the logical or set theoretical paradoxes is Russell's paradox. The paradox arises within naive set theory by considering the set of all sets that are not members of themselves. Example, the barber paradox. A barber says to shave all the male inhabitants of the village who do not shave themselves and only these. The barber, who is an inhabitant of the village, cannot respect the rule, because if he shaves himself, he breaks the rule, since the barber can only shave men who do not shave themselves. But on the other hand, if he does not shave himself, then he is also at fault, because he is responsible for shaving men who do not shave themselves. If you want to know more about paradoxes, check out my cited sources. I advise you to read The Hotel Infinity by Nancy Casey, written in 1991. And another cool paradox to know about is the surprise exam paradox, which has a solution that is posted below this video.